Did Duncan Robinson just sneak diss the Miami Heat and Heat culture? Let me know if I'm wrong. So Duncan Robinson also downplays Heat culture. It's one thing in the building and another thing outside the building. It's taken a life of its own. It's similar here. It's not like it's some secret sauce. It's not like it's totally different than what everyone else is doing. But I was a beneficiary of that organization. My thing is, and a lot of people are going to say, oh, but he said he was a beneficiary. He said that, he pretty much benefited from it. I understand that. I feel like he's rude and disrespectful, and it was low-key a sneak diss. Because he said, it's not like it's some secret sauce. And it's not like it's totally different than everywhere else. First of all, that's a bunch of cap. Because go ask the Charlotte Hornets. Go ask the Wizards. Go ask the Utah Jazz. Go ask the Detroit Pistons. They just became good. So I don't understand why he's going to say, well, it's not some secret sauce. First of all, we found you in the gutter. And just because you want to end it with, oh, well, I was a beneficiary of it, don't mean that you weren't rude and disrespectful and sneak this. And then also, too, we need to end this narrative talking about, oh, well, Eric Spoelstra benched him too much. That's a lie. Because I remember multiple Heat seasons, multiple Miami Heat games where Eric Spoelstra actually had him out there too long. This man was 0 for 10. That man, he maybe hit 1-3 a game, 2-3 a game. And first of all, his first few years, he was terrible defensively. So not only were we putting up with all the fouls, all the offers, and then he finally started to improve his game with the playmaking and everything like that. But these dudes forget where they came from. He has to remember, he is nothing without the Miami Heat. We found him in the gutter. There's no other NBA organization that would have gave these dudes a chance. Caleb Martin, this man was almost out the league. Kendrick Nunn. Like, you guys got, these dudes are so rude and disrespectful. Just because he says he's a beneficiary at the end. Nah, bro. Talking about, oh, there's no secret sauce and, oh, well, other organizations somewhat do that. That's a lie. Because guess what? Nobody wants to come to Miami. Why? Because we hold them accountable. Because we want them to play defense. Because we want them to be in shape. God forbid we check your body fat. God forbid we let you do suicides. All of a sudden, oh, I don't want to go to Miami. They make us work too hard. No. These dudes, they don't love the game no more. They really don't. They cry because, oh, I don't want to go to Miami. I don't want to work hard. Well, then guess what? Then we don't want you. If you don't want to work hard, if you don't want to lift these weights, if you don't want to run these suicides, if you don't want to get that body fat percentage check, we don't want you.
I think it's one thing in the building and it's another thing outside the building, and it's sort of taking on a life of its own outside the building. I think in the building it's really simple, just about trying to maximize every day, and put your best foot forward, take advantage of every opportunity. Something very similar exists here. It's not like it's some secret sauce. Like, it's totally different than what everyone else is doing. Pat obviously is a legend in himself, but I was a beneficiary of just the stability of that organization. Being there for 7 years. So.
And don't even let me get started on Jovic. I'm about to cook this bum. You don't want to be out of the rotation. It gets a little confusing, but now it's really become a, I guess, normal thing. The good thing is I have examples like Duncan Robinson before, who would be a big piece and then not play at all, and a lot of stuff like that. So I'm just chilling and waiting for my opportunity, and that's your problem. You're chilling. And that's exactly your problem. Because at the end of the day, you're telling me that Khalil Ware leaped you? When you go to Europe, you're twerking for Europe. You're twerking for FIBA tournament. You're twerking for Serbia. You're doing everything under the sun for them. And then when you come to the NBA, I don't see the same fire. I don't see the same passion. I don't see the same drive. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes the Miami Heat have him playing out of whack. And what I mean by that is he is not a back to the basket big. However, this new offense benefits him. And I understand the same role that Jaime has, they should have given that to Jovic. The same opportunity in terms of putting the ball in his hands. Obviously, you can't put the ball in both of their hands at the same time. It doesn't work like that. But to me, the only thing I'm seeing from Jovic is him playing soft. 6'10" can't get a rebound. 6'10" can't post up and do a turnaround hook shot. Nothing. I haven't seen any improvement from Jovic. And then they paid this man. And still, guys, we got to be patient. I know I'm cooking him. I know I'm hard on him. But I see the talent. He is a 6'10" point forward. I just think he plays soft. I don't think he plays with the same passion, fire, and energy that he does overseas. That's just me. The Bucks, Clippers, Heat, Blazers, and Grizzlies are teams to watch for DeMar DeRozan, per Brent Siegel NBA. DeRozan and his contract are basically viewed as a one-year rental, which is why he will have some key suitors between now and February. Keep an eye on the Bucks, the Clippers, the Miami Heat, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Memphis Grizzlies as suitable destinations for DeMar DeRozan. Well, for the Miami Heat, I think that ship has sailed. Also, too, what is the NBA doing with Terry Rozier? Because now we have his contract pretty much in limbo. And obviously, no one is going to want to trade for a guy that they won't be able to use. I don't even think that we could trade him. But it's crazy because when this investigation started, he was able to be traded. So why can't we trade him now? So this is the problem. Are they going to give us our first-round pick back? Are they going to take the money off the books? And it just sucks because you would just do the Terry for DeMar DeRozan swap and call it a day. But unfortunately, I think that the Miami Heat, they're kind of screwed on this. We're in limbo. And even if we were to make a trade like that, I want to back up big. A perfect guy to me is Gafford, Nick Claxton. Obviously, you probably have to give up a little bit more than just Terry, but we need to back up big. I think that DeMar DeRozan wouldn't fit on this Miami Heat team, especially when you have Jaime pretty much doing the same exact thing with the mid-range and the free throw line stuff and, trying to attack the rim. We don't need DeMar DeRozan. We need to back up big ASAP. I'm still pissed that we lost in 2011 because, to be honest with you, even though we didn't have the best role players, LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Paul should have got it done. Mark Cuban says that Pat Riley talked shit to him at halftime during the Game 2 of the 2011 finals. At halftime, Pat Riley goes, "We're too long and too quick for you guys, Mark." I'm like, whatever, Pat. They go at 15, and I'm thinking maybe he's right. And then everything changed, unfortunately. Let's get into the video.
For that, at halftime of that game, before that happened, back then in the Heat's arena, you walk up, center court and you make a left to go to visitors' locker room. And Pat Riley was there. And Pat Riley goes to me, "We're too long and too quick for you guys, Mark." This is the second game of the series.
Pat talking shit?
Pat talking shit. I'm like,
okay.
Yeah. Whatever, Pat, right? Yeah. And then they go up 15, and I'm thinking maybe he's right. And then
maybe he's right.
That's why I really don't understand why he's always crying about 2006. Bro, you got it back in 2011.